Thank you, Coach. From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. This crowd a few minutes ago stirred into action at the sight of their Dolphins emerging from the Hard Rock Stadium tunnels, and we are ready to go as the Dolphins get set to match up with the New England Patriots. Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. Here's Matthew Slater to return it. And he'll take this across the 25. A couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Brady now on first down. Wide open, Julian Edelman. And they work this well upfield across the 45. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
One play at a time now.
On first down, Brady. The Dolphins get there this time and they bring him down. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
The start less than ideal as they already face a second and long. Now Brady. And he will find his man for the first time, Demaryius Thomas. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for third down.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
From the gun on third down, Brady. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Miami. Well, it was third down. Defensively, they were just hoping to make a play and get off the field, get their offense on. Instead, they did one better. Pick it off, take it into the end zone.
Well, they did what you said. They got off the field.
They're going to have to come right back on.
They're going to come right back on, but happily, right? They put the ball in the end zone. That's the way you start a game. That's the way you set the tone.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 7-0. Here comes Philip Dorsett now to return it. And he gets it to the 30-yard line, but the football's not going to stay there. There's a penalty marker down. So that will push him back.
And now we know why I had a little extra space to run, don't we? An illegal block in the back, that penalty will move them back.
So Brady and the Pats take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Throwing on first down is Brady. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard, and they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
Watch it now, Barney. Leopard.
After the interception, here's Rosen, able to shake him off. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
2nd and 10. It's Rosen again. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Now the rookie from Arizona State, it's Kalen Ballage. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They'll get 6 there on the run, but it brings up 4th down. On 4th down, Matt Hawk to punt it away. Back deep for New England, Julian Edelman. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. The Patriots offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Brady and the Patriots now, 1st and 10 at the 20. This is Sony Michel. He grew up a few miles north of here. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Now Brady throwing on 2nd down. Slant route caught by Edelman. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. That time a slant, Brady in general on those quick hitters, he just releases the ball so fast.
He does, and he's so accurate, but most of the time he wins before the ball's even snapped by his pre-snap read. Finds out where the defense is and delivers it to the proper place.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. To the right side, and he's got Edelman. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
The throw on 2nd down by Brady is incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Again, they'll throw with Brady. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. That makes him now 0 for 2 here in the 1st quarter on 3rd down conversions.
And now they'll look to their defense because they need them to step up so they don't fall further behind here in the early going.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Partner, it's not often that I expect running backs to eclipse 100 yards in back-to-back games, but he left 100 way behind last week. I think he's going to do it again. I'm expecting 150 or more.
And last week, AFC Offensive Player of the Week. So if he does what you say he might, maybe he'll get another one.
Yeah, I think he's locked in.
Now it's Rosen. That is incomplete.
That's just flat out a terrific play because it's rare that you see a hitch route batted down. That means someone read that one really well and was right on the spot when the ball got to the receiver.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. On play action, Rosen. And that is incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. And the Patriots gearing up to go now. The crowd maybe losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
So Brady and the Pats take over 1st and 10 at their own 44. They begin with Michel on the ground. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They go here on first down. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Well, free safety blitz, that can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. And Charles, a couple extra defensive backs in here on 3rd and 1.
Not expecting them to run it at all.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Michel. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Brady now on first down. He hits his target, left side, Watson. Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Brady to throw on second down. Stepping up, he'll try and run. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
On third down, Michel. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a first down. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Emmanuel Agba. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. From the gun, it's Brady. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. New England on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Shotgun now for Brady. And it's intercepted at the goal line. The rookie Minka Fitzpatrick with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it, a gain of 12, a big 1st down to get away from the end zone. So that last play gives them a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. Off the play fake, here's Rosen. Escaping the pressure right. He's Aaron, and he fires one that's intercepted. Devin McCourty picks it off. Look at the spin.
Balance.
And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. He has been interception-prone here in his rookie season. How patient can they be with him?
That is the key question, isn't it? A lot of it depends on the head coach, what type of defense you have, and just a general understanding of the makeup of him. But the bottom line is you posed a great question. Are they at the stage where they've run out of patience and now they get to demand production? Or do you continue to stay with him this way?
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Brady now to throw. To Michelle on the dump off. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
When a linebacker's able to sit at the 2nd level and see things develop in front of him, as soon as he got a hint that the quarterback was checking it down, he just made a beeline directly for the receiver and ended up making the play.
Now Brady. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And Gostkowski's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Gostkowski now converted for 3. Now he'll kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Then the Dolphins getting set to go here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Drake will start the drive on the ground. And now the juke. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
No. Check. Patriot. Gun.
They go play action. It's Rosen. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And a return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. He's had his interception woes early in his rookie season, but sometimes that happens. There are great examples of guys in the past that have had those same struggles early.
You are so correct, and what the team and organization is hoping, we're going to see these woes now. But later, when we're helping him with his Hall of Fame speech, we'll remember his rookie year and how things began.
So after the INT, it's Brady. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 2nd down, here's Brady. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Game clock at 2:01. Time for one final play before the 2-minute warning. On 3rd and long, it's Brady. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. 1:57 to go in this first half. We'll come back to Miami after this. Here's Ryan Allen now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return, and it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. The drive will commence with a run by Balaj. Got some room at the 30 and all the way up to the 31-yard line. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
You don't have to be a finished product to show some pretty good glimpses of what could be in this league, and we just saw an example of it on that nice run there. When I looked at him coming out of college, I saw a guy with raw, terrific ability, and I couldn't wait to see how it was going to be harnessed and polished up in the NFL. In fact, some people thought he could play a little slot receiver as well as run the football. This guy has the ability to be a big-time player with more seasoning.
He'll be tackled shy of the 35. Pretty shifty footwork, but didn't buy him much. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. And his throw is incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. They'll run here with Balaj. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Now we're going to get a timeout here called by the Patriots as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. Now the Patriots offense, they work their way back out onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned they're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
Brady now on first down. Looking deep downfield. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on it at 2nd down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Here's Brady to throw. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Charles Harris in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Throwing on 3rd and long. Brady. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 34. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Balaj. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. This fielded at the 2. He's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Meanwhile, on the NFL scoreboard, a game going on in Chicago. And the gap in that one has widened. The Bears have scored again. That'll be a game to monitor as we go along. Rosen off the play action. Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's Hall. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That goes for a gain of 31.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
No. Check. Patriot.
They run it with Balaj. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
They'll stay on the ground. Balaj again. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive, not much sense. Play action here with Rosen. Sliding out of the pocket. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Would have been right at about a 52-yard field goal try, but no, they are going to go for this thing on 4th down. They'll try and run with Balaj, and he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down, and the Patriots defense is going to take over on downs. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They'll try to get this offense going with Michel, and he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off.
Completely stymied. I mean, they're trying to get some consistency, trying to find places to roam. They just haven't been there throughout this game.
To throw on 2nd down, Brady. And a Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Charles Harris, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year.
No, 66. 64.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Brady. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
And out come the Dolphins now. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the number 1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? Get the first down, or to have the defense have to hold
But he
up.
trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the Wild Bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. Got a man, it's a side end, Lance Kendricks. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On 1st down, Drake. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Now Balaj. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets them a new set of downs.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Rosen on 1st and 10. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Devin McCourty picks it off. And now look at him go. Past the 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Patriots. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw. A free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
This fielded at the 2. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. And following the pick 6, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Again, it's Balaj. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be 3rd down and about the length of the football. Trying a little razzle-dazzle on 3rd and short. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Now the Patriot offense set to take over again. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. This drive starts out on the ground with Michel, and he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
To throw is Brady. And that'll be incomplete. Ben Watson was the intended target. 3rd down here.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
Here's Brady. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Fielded at the 33. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
It'll be a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll also be the final play of this third quarter. Back now in Miami. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. The Dolphins on third down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 9. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Out to his left. Now he'll let it go deep down the left sideline. So they took a shot there on third down. Couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And now Edelman. A 44-yard punt. They're going to wind up losing yardage on the return, though. And the Patriots take over. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate. 1st and 10 at the 18. Keeping it on the ground on first, Michel. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back. Tell him to take care of the ball and try and move forward.
And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Now a first down carry is Michel. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Now Brady throwing on 2nd down. Flush to his right. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. He got 29 yards that time. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
Brady, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. And the tackle there will go to Charles Harris. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Rowe. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Balaj. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and they're going to face a 3rd down. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. He's got the 1st down and more past the 40. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Kalen Balaj, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins have taken the lead here in the 4th.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
So the Patriots coming out now. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done. Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Back to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. He was unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Raekwon McMillan. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Count them now, 6 interceptions between last week and this week. Now, the 3 picks last week helped them to a win. They're in the driver's seat once more.
And they're the ones that are doing all the leading, aren't they? Right? The 3 interceptions last week, that led to a victory. 3 interceptions so far in this game, that has them out in front. We often think of the offense driving things. In this case, it's the defense, not just holding teams, but creating big plays for themselves.
The Patriot offense now set to come back out onto the field. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. And they're going to get to him. That is going to be a safety. Tom Brady taken down in the end zone. And that disastrous play, partner, is ultimately going to seal their fate in this one, isn't it?
It certainly is, because they give up the 2 points. But that's not really what did it. It's having to give up the football. And because they gave up the football, guess what? The other team now can take the ball and close this game out.
The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. He's back to throw. And he can't hang on to it. That would have sealed it. Instead, second down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with it.
This is caught inside the 15. That one goes for 36 yards. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Raekwon McMillan. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. And as is to be expected, this is nowhere near being good from that distance. And this score will stay right where it is. I got nothing after that try.
Yeah, don't even try.
I mean, he tried it from the parking lot. They'll run for it. This is White. And he is in. Touchdown, New England. James White with 5 seconds left. And the Patriots have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. The Patriots, of course, famously had a 2-point conversion go against them in the Super Bowl. And now they'll try one here. On the ground, this is Michel. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line.
Well, I think it's easy to figure out why they went for 2 there, right? You want to make sure you're guarding against a field goal beating you.
Yeah, but with this little time on the clock, they just need to worry about protecting on the kickoff.
That's the big one. And with the kickoff coming up, I wouldn't squib it. I would kick it deep, but not so deep that the return guy can get it. I want to make someone else handle the football. Yeah, put some height on it and take some time down.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Pats, it's an important